It started so loudly that no one imagined it would ever go quiet. One minute, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were inseparable, clinging to each other on red carpets, crying through interviews, and speaking about their connection like it was something cosmic. The next, that energy vanished. No hands held, no emotional speeches, no viral moments. And now fans are asking the question no one wants to say out loud. Was their non-demi-curious, semi-binary bond real, or was it just perfectly executed PR? Because for a while, you couldn't escape them. Every wicked press stop turned into a mini emotional event. Ariana would look at Cynthia like she was grounding her. Cynthia would speak about Ariana like she'd known her for lifetimes. They weren't just co-stars selling a movie, they were presenting themselves as soul-aligned, emotionally fused, and deeply intertwined. And the internet ate it up. People didn't just see friendship, they saw intensity, the kind that feels raw, almost private. Fans started labeling it something new, something that lived outside traditional definitions. Not romantic, not platonic, but charged, intimate, vulnerable. The kind of bond that makes people lean closer to their screens and say, there's something more here. And that's exactly why it worked. But here's where things get complicated, because Hollywood doesn't reward subtlety, it rewards moments. And Wicked needed moments, big ones, emotional ones, moments that cut through the noise of endless press tours and recycled interviews. And suddenly, Ariana and Cynthia weren't just promoting a film, they were the story. That closeness felt different from the usual celebrity chemistry. It wasn't playful banter or polished smiles. It was tears, long pauses, voices cracking mid-sentence, the kind of vulnerability that feels almost too personal to perform. Ariana, who's known for forming intense emotional attachments quickly, seemed completely open. Cynthia, who's spoken before about spiritual alignment and deep emotional resonance, met that energy head-on. So fans believed it, not because they wanted to, but because it didn't look fake. But then came the other theory, the one people started whispering once the press cycle hit its peak. What if this wasn't organic? What if it was intentional? Studios have learned something in recent years. Traditional marketing doesn't move people the way emotional narratives do. Audiences don't just want a movie, they want a story behind the story. And nothing sells sincerity like two stars appearing emotionally bonded beyond the screen. And Wicked leaned into that hard. Every appearance reinforced the same image: unity, sisterhood, emotional safety. Two women against the world, finding each other through art. It was powerful, it was viral, and it kept Wicked trending without ever needing controversy. But then, it stopped. Almost overnight, the dynamic shifted. The constant proximity faded. Interviews became more individual. Social media interactions slowed. Fans who had followed every glance and gesture started noticing the absence more than the presence. The silence felt loud. That's when speculation kicked into overdrive. Some reports claim that the intensity became exhausting. Being emotionally on for months straight can take a toll, especially when millions of strangers are projecting meanings onto every interaction. Shipping culture doesn't just observe, it pressures, it demands, and it can blur boundaries that were never meant to disappear. There's also been quiet buzz suggesting that not everyone involved was comfortable with how far the narrative went. What starts as genuine affection can quickly turn into something performative when cameras never stop rolling. And when that happens, pulling back isn't drama, it's survival. Then there's Ariana's own personal timeline. During the height of this press tour, her own life was under intense scrutiny. Relationship headlines, online backlash, reputation recalibration. In moments like that, overexposure isn't harmless, it's risky. Some fans believe that stepping back from the hyper-visible bond wasn't about Cynthia at all, but about control, about limiting how many narratives could spiral at once. And Cynthia? She was entering a different phase: awards buzz, career focus, legacy-building moments. Being constantly framed as part of someone else's emotional storyline may not have aligned with where she wanted to go next. That doesn't mean resentment, it means recalibration.